Well, hello and hello. You might not know this about me, but my friends and my family know how true this is. One of my favorite things of all is being with you at weekend masses. I just absolutely love that time. And that's why I am so sad. That makes me almost want to cry that I'm not going to be able to be with you at Mass this weekend. I was planning on it and trying really, really hard. The physical therapists were a bit skeptical. But then all of a sudden the pain just really ratcheted up. I don't know that I could if I even tried. And it's not alarming to me, the physical therapists, just told me to expect some times like that. And I thank Father Leo for covering masses in my absence. And I do wish I could be with you. All in all, my progress is really good. The physical therapists are visibly impressed by things like my range of motion and my gait. Well, unless they saw me today, right? Which means, the surgery was really successful, and that's really the main thing about this for me right now, right? And it is never lost on me that as I'm speaking right now, there are people for whom these days are really, really, really tough, right? You or a loved one got some awful diagnosis, or you're struggling mightily internally with anxiety or depression or fear or loneliness or whatever grief any of you might have. Or this is not even to mention the horrors of people trying to flee for their lives where there's war. So this is not that. One thing I don't like is how this process of pain recuperation has seemed to really narrow my focus. I had thought, this would be some good time to work on some upcoming talks, weekend homilies, have extra prayer time, and write lofty thoughts in my journal. Instead, here are the kind of deep thoughts I'm having. I'm trying to ice my knee, and that cushioned, I'm trying to elevate it with rolls off again. And my deep thoughts are things like, without having to get back up again, could I reach that without tipping my chair over? Deep stuff. But I did learn this from Jesus today. He was trying to get away with his disciples for some much needed time to relax a bit, to pray, to enjoy each other's company, and to reflect about what they were really all about and why they were doing what they were doing. But the crowds could see Jesus get into the boat and leave, and Jesus sees them heading ahead of him, and he's so familiar with the Sea of Galilee, he knows how long it's going to take before they land, and the crowds are going to be all right there again. You'll have 8 minutes. And here's what I imagine Jesus doing with those 8 minutes. He uses them, that bit of time, for what he really needed to do. He takes a few deep breaths, maybe closes his eyes or not. But he just reminds himself that he's not alone. He remembers the kind of person that he wants to be. He remembers why he does what he does and that this is what he came for and he wants to do this. So, no, it wasn't the day and a half he'd hoped for, but those 8 minutes were enough. And that's what you and I can do. For all of us, life gets just so busy sometimes, right? Or the plans we had get interrupted, or maybe we're distracted by knee pain, or life just, whatever it just throws at us, and it's hard, right? But we too, like Jesus said, can stop for 8 minutes or even 8 seconds. Take a breath and remember that we're not alone right then. And remember maybe how we want to be in the world and what really matters to us, right? And how we want to be. What I would say is, it'll be enough. It'll be enough. And yes, no matter what life throws at us or what situations we find ourselves in, we can take those moments. And we need to take those moments. So that's it. Just having said all that, please just know that I greatly miss all of you and look forward to being with you again.